My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I go to kindergarten. Kindergarten is what comes before first grade. Except for I don't know why it's called that silly word of kindergarten. 'Cause it should be called zero grade, I think. My teacher has the name of Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Mrs. has short brown hair and long skirts of wool, and she smiles a real lot. Except for sometimes when I'm noisy, she claps her loud hands at me. It used to scare me very much, only then I got used to it, and now I don't even pay it any attention. I wish Mrs. lived next door to me. Then me and her would be neighbors and bestest friends, and also I could spy on her. Spying is when you be very quiet, and when you look at people through a peeky hole or a crack or something. I am a very good spyer. That's because I have sneaky feet, and my nose doesn't whistle when I breathe. Last Friday morning at Grandpa Miller's house, I hid it in the dirty clothes hamper. Then my grandpa came in the bathroom, and I lifted up the lid a teeny bit, and I peeped my eyes at him. And guess what? Grandpa Miller took his whole teeth right out of his head. That's what. I popped right out of the hamper. Hey, Grandpa, how did you do that crazy thing? I hollered. Then my grandpa screamed very loud, and he run out of the bathroom speedy quick. Grandpa Miller has high blood pressure, I think. Pretty soon, Mother hurried into the bathroom with angry feet. That's it, child. No more spying. This is the last time I'm telling you. Do you hear me, Mrs. Dear? Yes, I said, 'cause you're hollering right in my ear. That's why. Then my mother took me home, except for she kept on staying mad at me. Find something quiet to do, she said, kind of growly. Your baby brother has to take his morning nap. So then I thought and thought about what to do, and a very great idea popped into my head. First, I took off my loud shoes. Then I tippy-toed into baby Ollie's room in just my sock feet, and I spied on him through the bars in his crib. 'Cause what could be quieter than sneaky peeky spying, of course? Only too bad for me, because that boring old baby just kept on sleeping and sleeping. And it wasn't being any fun. So that's how come I accidentally blowed on his face. And I tickled his nose with a ribbon. And I shouted, "Wake up!" in his ear. And guess what? Ollie opened his eyes, that's what. Then he started crying very loud, and Mother run into his room. Only she didn't even see me, 'cause I quick hid it in the closet. I smiled to just myself. I'm the bestest spyer in the whole wide world, I said inside my head. That's how come when I rode the bus to school that day, I did a little bit of bragging. I'm the bestest spyer in the whole world, I said to my bestest friend named Grace. Then I took off my shoes, and I showed her my sneaky sock feet. See, I said, see how quiet they are? You can hardly even hear those guys. After that, I breathed in and out for her. And see, my nose doesn't whistle either, I said. That Grace smiled. I'm good at spying too, she said. I patted her. Yeah, only too bad, Grace. But you can't be as good as me, 'cause I said it first. That Grace did a man breath at me. It is called Huffy, I think. I heard your nose whistle, Grace, I told her. Just then, the bus got to school, and me and that Grace raced each other to the playground. Except for she beated me. Only it didn't count, 'cause I wasn't really racing. Then we played horses with my other bestest friend named Lucille. Only pretty soon the bell rang, and we all run to room 9, speedy quick. Mrs. was at the door waiting for us. "Good afternoon, lady," she said. "Good afternoon, lady," I said back, very polite. Then Mrs. smiled at me. That's because she is the nicest teacher I ever saw. And so I wish me and her were bestest friends. And guess what else? I wish I could hide in her hamper. Me and my bestest friend Lucille sit at my same table together. My table is where I sit up straight and do my work and don't talk to my neighbor. Except I keep on forgetting that part. "I wonder where Mrs. lives," I whispered to Lucille real quiet. "Shh," said Lucille. "We can't talk or else we'll get in trouble. And anyway, you're not allowed to know where she lives, 'cause it's a secret." "Says who?" I asked. "Says my brother, that's who. And he's in 3rd grade. And he says teachers have to keep their house secret, or else kids might go there and throw rotten tomatoes." I did a huffy eye. "Yeah, only I don't want to throw rotten tomatoes, Lucille," I explained. "I just want to hide in her hamper, and that's all." "I don't care," she said. "You're still not allowed. 'Cause my brother said so, and he knows more than you do, so there." I made an angry face. "So there is not a nice word, Lucille," she said. Then I made a fist at her, except for Mrs. saw me, so I had to unfold it. After that, I behaved myself very good. I sat up real straight, and I did all my work. Work is when you use your brain and a pencil. Well, sometimes I accidentally use the eraser too hard, and a big hole rubs in my paper. "Hey, I did beautifully today," I called out. "'Cause guess what?" "No, that's what." Mrs. came to my table. She put a gold star on my work. "You did do beautifully, Junie B," she said. "Maybe I'll hang this one on the wall for Grandparents' Day on Monday. Would you like that?" "Yes," I said. "Only I keep on forgetting how come those guys are coming to this place." Then Mrs. explained to me all about Grandparents' Day again. She said our grandparents are coming for a visit, and we get to show them room 9, and also we get to have freshmen together. Mrs. said freshmen are cookies and beverage. I raised my hand. Yeah, only I don't think I'm allowed to have the kind of drink named a beverage, 'cause I'm only allowed to have milk and juice, and that's all. Mrs. looked up at the ceiling with her eyes. Then I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. "How many of you think you can bring cookies on Monday?" asked Mrs. I can, I hollered, very excited. "'Cause my mother is the bestest cookie baker in the whole wide world, that's why. Except for one time she accidentally forgot they were in the oven, and the fireman had to come to our house." Mrs. laughed, only I don't know why, 'cause that was not a funny story. After that, she gave me a note from Mother. It was some writing about baked cookies, I think. "If your mother has any questions, please tell her to call me," said Mrs. Just then, I got a very great idea. "Hey," I said, "maybe me and Mother can bring the cookies to your house, and so then I can see where you live." Mrs. rumpled my hair. "You don't have to come to my house, Junie B. Just bring the cookies to school on Monday morning." I smiled, very sweet. "Yeah, only I still want to see where you live," I said. Then Mrs. turned around and she walked back to her desk. That's how come I had to follow her. "Do you have the rich kind of house or the regular kind of house?" I asked her, "'Cause I just have the regular kind of house, except for Mother wants the rich kind. Only Daddy says, lots of luck." Mrs. pointed to my chair. "That means to sit down, I think." "Yeah, only do you have a daddy that lives at your house, too? Are there any pictures of him in your wallet? Let's look in there, okay? Do you have a secret compartment in it?" "'Cause my Grandpa Miller has one of those things with $50 in it. Only don't tell Grandma." Mrs. took my hand. Then me and her walked back to my table. Yeah, only guess what I'm wondering now? Now I'm wondering what your bedtime is. Because my bedtime is when the little hand is at the 7 and the big hand is at the 6. Only I hate that dumb, stupid bedtime. Because I'm not even tired yet. Because Mrs. put her finger up to my lips. That's enough, Junie B, she said. I mean it. I want you to settle down right now. Then she went right back to the front of the room. And she didn't answer any of my questions. Because guess why? Mrs. is a secret mystery guy. That's why. Me and my bestest friend Grace rode the bus home together. That's when I told her about Mrs. and her secret house. Mrs. is a secret mystery guy, I said. Guess you wouldn't answer any of my questions. And so now I have curiosity about her. That Grace wrinkled her eyebrows. Me too, she said. Now I have curiosity about her too. I patted her again. Yeah, only too bad, Grace. But you can't have as much as me, 'cause I said it first, remember? That Grace did another huffy at me. Whoops, your nose is still whistling, Grace, I said. A few minutes later, I got off the bus. I ran to my house like a speedy rocket. Grandma, Grandma, I shouted, very excited. It's me, Junie B. Jones. I'm home from my school. Grandma Miller babysits me and baby Ollie when Mother is at work. She was in the kitchen feeding Ollie sprayed peas. Guess what? Grandma, guess what? My teacher is a secret mystery guy, and she won't tell me where she lives. Only I want to go to her house very bad. Grandma Miller shushed me. There's no need to shout, Junie B, she said. I'm right here. Yeah, only I can't help it, Grandma, 'cause I have curiosity about her. Grandma Miller did a little smile. Curiosity killed the cat, you know, she said. Then my mouth went open, and my eyes got very big, too. What cat, Grandma? Where did the curiosity kill it? Was it in the street by my school? 'Cause I saw a squish cat in the street by my school. Only Polly Allen Puffer said it got run over by the ice cream truck. Grandma Miller looked at me for a very long time. Then she went to the sink and she took an aspirin. Just then I heard a noise at the front door. And its name is Mother was home from work. Mother, I have a important note from Mrs. 'Cause you and me are gonna bake delicious cookies, and then we can take them to her house and see where she lives. Mother read the note. The note says to take the cookies to school, Junie B, not to your teacher's house. Yeah, only I already know that. But my teacher is a secret mystery guy, and she won't tell me where she lives, and so you and me have to find it ourselves. Mother shook her head. No way, Tootsie said. Yeah, way, I hollered. We have to. 'Cause now I've got curiosity in me. I have to find out where her house is. Or else Grandma said I'm going to get run over by an ice cream truck. Then Mother did a frown at Grandma, and Grandma took another aspirin. Your teacher is not a secret mystery guy, Junie B said, Mother. She's just a regular person with a regular family, and there's no way that you and I are going to bother her at her house. I stamp my foot. Yes, we are. We are too, 'cause I want to. That's why. After that, I got sent into my room, 'cause no shouting and no stamping my foot. Only I never even heard of that dumb rule before. I shut my door very angry. Then I put my head under my pillow, and I called Mother the name of Pewy Head. Guess what else? I said very quiet. Teachers are not regular people. So there. The next day was Saturday. Saturday is the day me and my mother go to the grocery store. I have rules at that place. Like no on the words, I want ice cream. And no call Mother name a big meanie when she won't buy it. And no eating a bag of marshmallows that doesn't belong there. Or else the store guy yanks it away from you, and he says, eating is the same thing as stealing, young lady. Then he takes you to Mother, and she has to pay for the whole entire bag. Except for, I don't know why, 'cause I only ate 3 of those softy guys, and that's all. The carts at the grocery store have seats in them. That's where babies sit. Only not me, 'cause big girls get to walk all by themselves. And guess what else? One time, Mother even let me push the whole big cart without any help. Except for then, some big beanies got knocked off the shelf, and a grandma got her foot caught in my tire. And so now, I have to wait till I'm bigger. My favorite aisle is where the cookies are. That's 'cause sometimes there's a lady at a table there, and she gives me and Mother cookie samples, and we don't even have to pay for them. Their name is freebies, I think. Only too bad for me, 'cause this time the lady wasn't there. Darn it, I said, very disappointed. No freebie lady. Mother smiled. That's okay. When we get home, we're gonna bake our own cookies for Grandparents' Day, remember? Won't that be fun? She asked. I made my shoulders go up and down. Well, that's 'cause I was still mad at her for not taking me to the teacher's house, of course. What kind of cookie mix do you want? Asked Mother. I did a frown eye. I don't even want to bake cookies anymore, I said, 'cause you still won't take me to where Mrs. lives. Mother rumpled my hair. Staying mad isn't going to change things, Junie B. She said, now, do you want to pick out the cookie mix, or shall I? Then Mother picked out some cookie mix, and she gave it to me, and I throwed it in the cart very hard. Thank you, said Mother. You're not welcome, I said. After that, Mother took me outside of the store, and me and her had a little talk. A little talk is when Mother's mad at me, and she says, who do I think I am, missy? And exactly how long do I think she's going to put up with me? Then I have to say apology to her. Apology is the words I'm sorry, except for you don't actually have to mean it, because nobody can even tell the difference. After the little talk, we went back into the store. Shall we try again? Asked Mother. Then she gave me another box of cookie mix, and I put it in the cart. Very nice. That's better, she said. Thank you. You're not welcome, I said inside my head. Then I smiled to just myself, 'cause Mother can't even hear me in there. After that, me and her went around the corner, and I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. Its name is the water fountain. Hey, I need a drink, I said, very excited. Then I ran right up over there, and I hopped up on a little step. Need some help? Called Mother. No, I said, 'cause I'm almost 6 years old, that's why. And so I already know how to work this big guy. And here's another thing I know, I said, no putting your mouth on the water spout, or else germs will get inside you and you'll die. I smiled very proud. Polly Allen Puffer told me that, I explained. Then I bended my head over the fountain, and I drank for a very long time. Hurry up, Junie B, said Mother. I need to get the shopping done. I wiped my mouth off with my arm. Yeah, only I can't hurry up, or else I might get a stomachache and spit up water. 'Cause a boy named William did that on the playground yesterday. Mother looked at her watch. Okay, well, I'm gonna be right here in the cereal aisle. As soon as you finish drinking, come directly back to me. Okie dokie, I said, very happy. Then I turned around, and I drank and drank and drank. Except for then I started to feel a little sickish, and so I had to sit down on a little step and rest my water. That's when the big front doors of the grocery store opened. And guess what? My eyes almost popped out of my head, that's what, 'cause I saw a big shark, and his name was Mrs. My real-life teacher named Mrs. was at the grocery store. Mrs. didn't see me. That's because I hid behind the water fountain speedy fast. And guess what? She had a man with her. I never even saw that guy before. Hey, who the heck is that? I said to just myself. Then I run my fastest to the cereal aisle to tell Mother what I saw. Only all of a sudden, I remembered about how she had told me no more spying. And so maybe I might get in trouble with her, I think. That's how come I stopped running. And I started to go back to peeking Missus some more, but Mother already spotted me. Hey, where are you going? She called to me. Come here. Only, yeah, only I can't come there, I explained, because I just remembered something very important, and it's called I'm not done drinking yet. Then I run right back to the water fountain. Only Mrs. and the strange man were already disappeared. Shoot, I said, where did those sneaky Pete's go to? After that, I had to look all over the store for those guys. First, I looked where the chocolate milk was, and I looked where the biscotti and tomato sauce was, and I also looked where the delicious candy was. Only guess where I finally found them? At the stinky dumb vegetables, that's where. I quick dug down and hid around the corner. Then I did some sneaky peeky spying on them. I saw Mrs. picking out yucky plucky broccoli and stewy peely tomatoes, and also the kind of vegetable called zucchini. Except for then the strange man snatched zucchini right out of my hands, and he tried to put it back on the shelf. Only Mrs. grabbed it right back again, and she pretended to hit him on the head with it. And then they both started laughing very much. And that's when a very terrible thing happened. And it's called Mrs. and the Strange Man did a smoochy kiss. And it was right in front of the whole entire everybody. I covered my eyes. That's 'cause I was ashamed of her, of course, on account of she just shouldn't do that smoochy thing. After that, I peeped my eyes between my fingers, and I saw Mrs. standing at the grapes. She picked a bunch of the green kind. Then she pulled some grapes right off the top of it. And that's when the most terrible thing of all happened, because just then, Mrs. put the grapes in her mouth. She ate them. Mrs. ate the grapes, and she didn't even pay for them. Oh, no, I whispered, very upset. Oh, no, oh, no. 'Cause eating is the same thing as stealing, remember? And teachers aren't supposed to do stealing. Teachers are supposed to be perfecter than that, 'cause they have to set a good example for the little children. After that, I felt very sickish inside of my stomach. On account of Mrs. didn't even get caught and learn her lesson, because nobody saw what she did. Not the store guy, not the strange man. Nobody except me. I didn't tell on Mrs. That's 'cause I told Mother I could get in trouble for spying, and if I told the store guy, Mrs. might go to jail. And so I just keep the secret inside my head, 'cause nobody can see secrets inside your head, not even if they look in your ears. On Sunday, Grandpa and Grandma Miller came to our house for dinner. Well, I couldn't talk to them very much. That's because secrets are very slippery, and I didn't want to slip out of my mouth by accident. Why so quiet tonight, Junie B? Said Grandpa Miller at the table. Grandma Miller, but doesn't matter. Cat get your tongue? My mouth went wide open. What cat, Grandma? Is it the same cat that got killed by the ice cream truck? How come he wants to get my tongue? Did his tongue get squished in the accident? Grandma Miller made a face, and she didn't eat her roast beef anymore. Mother looked surprised at me. You sure did get chatty all of a sudden. Does this mean you're not mad about the cookies anymore? And so then I remembered to stop talking again, or else my secret might slip out. I squeezed my lips together very tight. And guess what else? Even the next day, when I was on the bus to school, my lips still stayed squeezed. Hi, Junie B, said my bestest friend Grace. I did a wave at her. That Grace frowned at me. How come you're not saying hi? You have to say hi. It's the rules. Except for I still didn't say hi. And so then she called me the name of Big Stinky. And then when we got to school, that Grace told Lucille I was being meanie. And so those two played horses all by themselves, and not me. That's how come I finally had to sing something at them very loud. I've got a secret, ha 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 ha, I sang. That Grace put her hands on her hip. So, she said, we don't care, do we, Lucille? Except just then, Lucille run over to me speedy quick, 'cause she cared, that's why. If you tell me your secret, I'll be your best friend, she said. Yeah, only I can't, Lucille, I explained, 'cause if I tell you my secret, Mrs. might get into trouble, and so I have to keep it inside my head. Lucille did a frown at me. It's not good to keep secrets inside your head, Junie B, she said. My brother said, keeping secrets inside your head makes pressure in there, and pretty soon your head blows up. My eyes got very big at her. Oh, no, I hollered, very upset. Then I holded my head real tight with my hands, and I run my very fastest to the nurse's office, 'cause she had band-aids to hold your head together, I think. My head's gonna blow, I yelled at the nurse. She jumped up from her head and hurried over to me. What's wrong, Junie B? Do you have a bad headache, she asked. No, I have a bad secret. It's about Mrs. You can't tell anybody. And now there's pressure in my head, and I need a band-aid, or else it's gonna explode. The nurse said, calm down me. Then she put a band-aid on my head, and me and her went to the principal's office. Principal is the boss of the school. Me and him know each other very good. That's because I keep on getting sent down there. And so now I'm not even afraid of that guy. Principal sat me in a big wood chair. Good afternoon, Junie B, he said. What's the trouble today? Good afternoon, I said back. My head's gonna blow. Principal frowned his eyes at me. Why do you think that, he asked. I did a little bit of squirming. 'Cause I got a secret in there, that's why, I said. Principal sat down at his desk. He folded his hands. Maybe if you tell me your secret, I can help you, he said. Yeah, only I can't talk, I told him. Principal looked disappointed at me. But I thought you and I were pals, he said. We are, he said. I'm not even afraid of you. Principal did a chuckle. Good. That's good, he said. Then why don't you tell me what's bothering you? That's when I did a huffy breath there. 'Cause the guy wasn't listening to me, of course. Yeah, well, they already said I can't talk, remember that? 'Cause if I talk, then I might accidentally tell you that my teacher stole grapes at the grocery store. And then she might have to go to jail. So that's how come I just have to keep it a secret inside my head, and that's all. I smoothed my skirt. The end, I said. Then I squeezed my lips together very tight, or else my secret might slip out. Only guess what? I think it already did. Principal called Mrs. to the office. Only I didn't even know he was going to do that sneaky thing. That's how come I had to pull my skirt way over my head, or else Mrs. would see me there, and she would know I tattletailed on her. Don't do that, said Principal. Yeah, only I'm allowed, I said from underneath my skirt, 'cause I have on my new red tights and also boxer shorts. After that, Principal went out of his office, and I heard my teacher's voice outside the door. Then I quick got down from my big wood chair, and I hid it under Principal's giant desk, 'cause I was scared of what was going to happen. That's why. I stayed quiet for lots of minutes. Then I heard feet come back in the office, and so I made my breath very quiet. Junie B. Jones, said Principal. She might be hiding, said Mrs. She's good at that, you know. It's just then I had to think of something very quick, or else they might come looking for me, I think. Yeah, only Junie B. Jones isn't hiding, I said in a scary voice. Junie B. Jones had to go home. Only don't call her mother, or she will get mad at you and crack your head open. After that, feet walked real fast around the desk. It was Principal. Come out of there right now, young lady, he said. I peeped my eyes at him. Shoot, I said very quiet. Then I had to sit in the big wood chair again, and Mrs. sat down next to me. Except for I didn't look at her, or else she might be making a fist at me. Good afternoon, Junie B, she said in a nice voice. I did a big gulp. I think you and I need to have a little talk, she said. Then my eyes got a teeny bit of wet in them, 'cause a little talk means I'm gonna get yelled at. Yeah, Only I tried not to tattletale on you, I said very quick, because I didn't want you to go to jail for stealing grapes. And so I kept it a secret inside my head, and I didn't talk. And Grandma Miller thought a dead cat got my tongue. Only today, Lucille said my head was gonna blow. And so that's how come I ran to the nurse for a Band-Aid, and she took me to the principal, and then my secret accidentally slipped out of my lips. Mrs. dried my eyes with a tissue. It's okay, Junie B, she said. I'm not angry at you. I just need to know what you saw me do at the grocery store. Can you tell me what you saw? Then she said the word exactly. I made my voice very whispering. I exactly saw you eat grapes, I told her. Except for you didn't pay the store man for them. You just put them in your mouth and ate them. And that's called the word of stealing, I think. After that, I had my head under my skirt again. You don't have to hide, Junie B, said Mrs. I'm the one who should be hiding. I'm the one who took the grapes. I peeked my eyes over my skirt now. Then Mrs. did a little smile, and she explained all about what happened. 2 weeks ago, I bought some grapes at the grocery store, she said, but when I got them home, I discovered they were so sour, no one in my family would eat them. So this week, when my husband and I went back to the store, I thought I'd be smiling and taste a couple grapes before I bought them. I raised my eyebrows. Is that the rules? I asked very quiet. Mrs. shook her head. No, she said, that's not the rules. I should have told the grocery man about the sour grapes, but then I should have asked him if I could sample one or two. But I didn't do that, and it was right of you to worry when you saw me eating them without paying for them. It was? I asked. Mrs. smiled again. Of course it was, she said. It shows you know right from wrong, and it also shows that teachers make mistakes just like everybody else. Teachers aren't perfect, Junie B. No one is perfect. After that, I felt relief in me, 'cause no more secret, that's why. Yeah, and guess what else I saw? I said, very happy. I saw you and your strange man do a big smoochy kiss. It was right in front of the whole entire everybody. Only you didn't even know I was spying on you, because I'm not actually allowed to do that sneaky thing. Only my mother never even finds it out. I smiled, very proud of myself, except for Mrs. didn't smile back. And Principal didn't smile back too, because guess why? Another secret just slipped out. That's why. Mrs. went back to room 9. That's because the bell rang to start kindergarten, of course. Only Principal didn't let me go too. He said to stay in my wood chair. Then he called Mother on the telephone, and he told her all about the grocery store, and also about the sneaky Peaky Spying. Principal is a squealer. After that, Mother said she wanted to talk to me. Only when I said hi, she didn't even say hi back. She said she wasn't very happy with me, Missy, and no more spying means no more spying, and we would talk about this after her work. Then Mother said she never wants to get any more calls from Principal. Did I understand? Did I? I looked at Principal. Mother says not to call her anymore, I told him. Then Mother did a loud groan on the phone, except I don't know why. After that, me and her hanged up. And Principal said I could go to room 9, and so I run there speedy quick. Only too bad for me, 'cause I got there too late, Miss, to sing my country to see the sweet land of liver-free, which is my favorite flag song. So I just sat down at my table, and that's all. I showed Lucille my Band-Aid. See, my head's not blowed up, I said, very unhappy. Too bad, said a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him. Then me and him got in a little scuffle. Scuffle is the school word for I accidentally tore his shirt. Only guess what? I didn't even get into trouble, because just then, grandparents came to room 9 for Grandparents' Day. Hey, there's mine. That's mine, I hollered, very excited. Mine is the grandpa with the baldy head. Mine too, said a girl named Charlotte. Mine too, said my boyfriend named Ricardo. Then the grandma with blonde hair came in, and she had on long red fingernails and dangling earrings with jewels on them. That's my Nana, said Lucille. I smiled at her. Your Nana looks like a money bag, Lucille, I said. After that, another grandma came in, and she run over to that Jim I hate, and she tried to hug him very tight. Only that mean Jim just kept on standing there and he didn't even hug her back. I tapped on her. I will hug you, I said, and so then me and her hugged real tight. I hate your grandma. You're a grandboy, I said, very sweet. Just then, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together, and she made the parents sit down in the back of the room. Then the children talked all about what we do in room 9. It is fun here, said my bestest friend, that Grace. We learn to count, and to read, and to wash our hands after we go to the bathroom. And we learn recess, and snacks, and art, said Ricardo. Art is my favorite, I called out, only my eye didn't get hanged up, because I painted a horse, and his head turned out like a fat wiener sausage, and so I had to tear it up and stomp on it with my shoes. Then that mean Jim did a cuckoo sign at me. And it was right in front of the whole entire grandparents. Yeah, only everybody makes mistakes, I said. Right, missus, right. 'Cause on Saturday, you kissed a strange man at the grocery store, and then you stole a bunch of grapes, so even teachers make mistakes, right? Mrs. Face went funny. Then her skin turned the color reddish, and her voice couldn't say any words. How come you're not talking, missus? I hollered out. Does the dead cat cut your tongue? Just then, Grandma Miller made a loud laugh in the back of the room. Then I heard my grandma laugh, too. And pretty soon, lots of other grandparents were laughing and laughing. Hey, it sounds happy in this place, I hollered. After that, Mrs. didn't look so reddish anymore. Then we got out of the freshmen's, and Grandma Miller helped me put my milk and cookies on a plate. Mrs. made an announcement to room 9, and she said only 2 cookies apiece for the children, except for I ate 4 delicious chocolate ones, and nobody even saw me. Oh, yeah, that's not called stealing. That's called extras. And the freshmen and the grandparents had to go home to their houses, and so I hugged my grandma and grandpa very much. And then I hugged that mean Jim's grandma, too, and also Lucille's Moneybags Nana. Love your earrings, I said. Then Mrs. saw me being polite, and she smiled very nice at me. Mrs. has white teeth. They're just like Grandpa Miller's teeth, only hers don't come out, I think. Except for I'm not so positive. And so guess what? I still wish I could hide in a hamper. That's what.